Hey guys, it's Michelle with Monarch Graphics and Design. I am here to do another t-shirt design, and today we're going to do this one right here. I'm hoping it won't be a really long video, but I am going to do quite a few different things, so I'll go as fast as I can, but yet knowing this is for beginners, I want to explain everything. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to work with this image right here. So the first thing we're going to do is get rid of the background. If this was locked, this one doesn't happen to be, but if it was, you would just double click on it. Okay, well it's not locked, so I guess it's not doing it for me, but if it was, you would just double click on it and push OK, and it would unlock. So we're going to take the magic wand, and we're just going to start deleting this white background. And then just select multiple sections at the same time. You just hold the shift key and then you hit delete. And we're going to be sure that we get in between all of these little areas here. Control D to unselect. Let me zoom in a little bit. Okay, I think I got everything. Oh, besides that, I think I got everything over here, but I'm going to add a background just to double check my work. So we'll go to layer, we'll go to new layer, we'll just push OK because we don't really care about it. And we're going to drag it down so that it'll be in the background. And since my image is black and it had a white background, we don't want to choose black or white, so I'm just going to go ahead and choose like a red and push OK, go to my paint bucket and fill the background. And see, I did miss a spot. Oh, I must be in, I didn't realize this because I just copied this into here. I must be in black. Yeah, I'm in grayscale. Okay, I'm just in grayscale. It doesn't matter for this because we're going to move this somewhere else, so it's okay. So I'm going to go back to my magic wand, go back to my correct layer, and select and delete some of this stuff that I missed. Just a few little touch-ups here. Sometimes it's hard to get into these smaller areas. That's why it's good to zoom in so you can really see and get in there. Okay, let's see. Let's get in here, I think, a little bit. Whoops, selected the wrong thing, so we'll just go Control-Alt-Z and then Control-D to unselect, and then let's try that again. Okay, that's pretty good. So we'll just go ahead and delete this background layer. That was just to check our work. Okay, so we have this, but you can see on this one that it's on both sides. So what we're going to do here, we're going to make it look like this. So what we're going to do, I don't have a new one, so let's go make a new one. I'm going to go to File, New, and we're going to do 3200. by 2800, 350. And we'll make sure that this color mode is RGB, not grayscale. So as long as the one we're working on is RGB, this one didn't particularly matter. And our background's going to be transparent. So we're going to go OK. So we're going to take our image here. And let me see, we're going to alter it a little bit so that it looks different. So I'm on my eraser tool and I'm going to use my left bracket to make it smaller, and we're going to go ahead and erase. Yeah, I'm on the right layer, there's only one layer. I'm going to go ahead and erase this one. Okay, then I'm going to take my lasso tool, which is up here, and I just did a short video on it, so if you missed that, you can go back and look at it. It's only a 5-minute video. But anyway, we're just going to lasso this, and I'm going to go ahead and move this one over here. I'll move it over here. Okay. Control D to unselect that, and then I want to move this one here a little bit more to the left since we removed the flower one. So I'm going to go ahead and click on my move tool and just move that one over there like that. Control D to unselect. So now that we have this the way we want it, it's still not exactly what we want, but this is the first step. So we're going to go ahead and click and drag this up to our new one and place it down. Control T. Oh, you know what I forgot? And I'm going to go ahead and delete that because I forgot. I wanted to show you that if we go to image and we go to image size, that this is only 72 resolution, and I meant to show you how to change that. So we're going to go ahead and change it to 350, and we're going to push OK. And then it got really big, so we're going to use Alt and scroll, and then okay. So now we're going to click, excuse me, and drag. Okay, there, that is a little bit better. It's still a little too big, so we're going to go Control T. We're going to hold the shift, and we're going to click and drag. And I think just for this video, I'm going to go ahead and make my canvas size just a little bit bigger, or a little bit wider. So I'm going to go to Image, and go to Canvas Size, and I'm going to go ahead and just make this like 15. It doesn't really matter. Okay, so that's how you make that bigger. And then, like I said, I'm just doing it for the video purposes so that it's a little bit bigger so we can see what's going on. Okay, so I'm not going to make this perfect because we're still going to add the other side. So we're going to go back to our original image here. And so now I want this. So we're going to do this in a couple of different steps. We're going to go to the crop tool, which is right here. And we're going to crop. We're going to crop this here. I'm going to push the check mark to do OK. Then I'm going to take the eraser tool and I'm going to erase everything I don't want. So I'm going to erase that. And I'm going to erase, I don't know if I want to erase that or not. So I'm just going to leave it for now. I can always erase it later. Okay. And I'm going to leave this part. And I'm going to erase this part. Okay, I'm going to zoom in a little bit and get this a little bit better. Okay. Okay, so then we're going to go to image, and we're going to go to image rotation, and we're going to go to flip canvas horizontally. And then we have it on the other side. So then we're going to click on our move tool, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to click and drag it up into here. Okay, now because I did make that one bigger, I've got to make this one the same size. So I probably shouldn't have made it bigger. I should have just left it and then sized them together. Okay. So now we're going to find a good place for it. Click the check and then make sure we're on a move tool, and then we'll just use our arrow keys to get it where we want. And I think that is about right where we want it. Okay, so then what I need to do is go through and delete some of this part right here. So I'm going to rename this right. I don't think this is anything. That's just my background. And I'll name this one left, even though it's really the whole image, but we'll just do that. So I actually am wanting to erase this part. So we could do a layer mask, but and I covered that on a video as well, but let's just go ahead and just use the eraser tool. So we're just going to erase some of this in the background here. And I went a little too far, so we'll just Control-Alt-Z. I don't want to go past that, but we can erase this in the background. Oh, I'm sorry, I do want to erase this. I want to erase all the way up to these here, like that. Okay. And I don't think there's anything up here. I could, yeah, I'll go ahead and erase that too. Okay. So, and I'm glad that I left this there. I like that. And then we just, so now we have our whole image. So now I'm going to take the left, or the whole image, push my shift key, click the right, and then right click. And I could do a couple of different things. I could link the layers, but I'm just going to go ahead and merge them. It's fine. Well, I'll link it. That way I can unlink it if I needed to adjust them later, but I'm going to go ahead and link the layers. And then the reason I'm doing that is so that Control-T, and now it's going to adjust the whole thing. And that way everything gets moved together. Okay, so then we're going to go ahead and go in here and we're going to go to a color overlay. It automatically changes it to gray, but you just click on here, and then you come over here and I could go look and see what color green that is, but we'll just pick a dark green. It doesn't really matter. But so then push OK, push OK. Hover over your FX here, push the Alt key, and click and drag down. And then that makes everything the same. Okay, so that's how we got the mirror versions of each other, and we made, you know, a circular border for both sides. So now, oh, I guess I made it too big, but we can just make the canvas bigger. Okay, so this font here is called 12-ton fish stick. So we're gonna just click on our text tool here, and we're gonna just type out what we want. Okay, and then so to get the exact green, there's two different ways you can do it. You can go in here, go to color overlay, go here, and copy this number right here. You can Control C and V, or right click, and copy this number right here. The other way to do it is when you're on your text, and you click on this up here to change your text color, all you have to do is click on this green right here, and then it changes it to that green right there. So, okay, so then we're gonna curve it a little bit. So we're gonna do it the easy way, since this is for beginners. So we click on this little T up here, and see how it has a little curve underneath the T, and then this little box pops up, and then we're just gonna do a regular arc. Okay, and then let me zoom in a little bit. Let me cancel this real quick so I can zoom in. Okay, I'm just going to do the arc, and then we're just going to make it fit how we want it to. So you just kind of play with it, and so for whatever image that you're working with, you know, some are going to look better than others. You know, it just depends on what you want. You can make it do it the other way too, which we will on the bottom. So that's probably good. And then you just push OK. And then you push your little check mark up there. Okay, and then we'll center it and stuff. There was nothing there. Okay, and then we're just going to move this up just a little bit to get it out of the cattails there. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and type the bottom, and then we'll center everything together. So go to the text tool and type out what we don't, or what we want to say. Click the little check, click the little text here up above, click on arc, then we're going to go the other way. I think the other one was at 36, I think it was, but I don't know if it should be the same or not. No, doesn't look like it. That looks good. Okay, so then let's get a ruler here. So go to new guide, type in 50%, push your enter key, and then click on the layer that you want to center, push Control T, and move the arrow, this little crosshairs onto the line there. And then push the check. And then shift to select both of those. Whoops, I didn't mean to right click. Control T, move the crosshairs right there. They were pretty centered. And then click this one, Control T. There are other ways to center it, but this is just one way I'm showing you. And get that on the crosshairs there and push enter. Okay, so, and then to turn this blue line off, we'll want it back in a little bit, but to turn it off, you just go to view and you turn off extras, this little here, and then it'll go away. And then we'll turn it back on by turning that back on. And then that way, that's better than moving them, because that way they're there when you need them. So we'll just move it out of the way for now. So now we're gonna place the fish. So we're gonna go to File, and we're gonna go to, I am not sure which way the fish is facing, so let's just go ahead and open it instead of placing it. Well, let's place it. It's fine. It doesn't matter if it's going the wrong way. Oh, he's going the right way. Okay. So we're going to select our fish here, and it is a PNG, which means it won't have the solid background like our original image had. Okay, so push you can push the arrow key or the check key, but let's go ahead and resize it first. So let's get up in the corner, hold the shift key to keep him proportional, and then click and drag. And we want him in front, so we do want him up top, because if I moved him, he's a little big. If I moved him in the back, then see how the line would be, he would be behind. So we're gonna leave him up top here, because we want him to be in the front. And then I want him to overlap the words a little bit, but not this much, not where you can't read it. So let's resize him a little bit again. Hold the shift key to keep him proportional. Okay, and then we'll turn on our extras again and Control T, and we'll get him centered. Oh, he might not be centered. Let's center him, and then we'll see how it looks. Push enter. Okay, I'm going to turn the extras off. Let's see. Yeah, he looks good centered. I think we should make him just a little bit smaller though. Just a little bit. So hold the shift key, click and drag, size him wherever, whatever you want. And then you can stop right there if you want. Now this one here in particular, I do have, I have a drop shadow on him. And so we'll do that. So I'll hover over here and double click. We'll go to drop shadow. It was at 67. I don't know what the distance was though, but you can just play with it so you can, whoops, I didn't mean to do that. So you can see it. If you make it darker, you can really see it, and then you can kind of adjust it where you want, and then you can make it lighter. At least that's what I do, because then it's easier to see. I think we want it just a little bit smaller, and you can't really see it a whole lot, especially with the clear background, but it does add a little bit of dimension, so it is a nice little touch. So, I think that's it, guys. Let's go look and compare. Yeah, I think it is. Now, I did make the canvas, way too big. So what we would do is take our crop tool and we would crop it down. Push the check mark there. And then now let's go check the image size, because you need to know what your manufacturer wants, and mine in particular wants 3100 by 2800, but I let it, you want to keep these all checked here so that it scales proportionately. So I always type in the biggest number and then see what happens. If this happened to be over 2800, then I would lower this number here. So then let's push OK, and then it will resize it. Okay, but then that's the size that my particular manufacturer wants. So then you would go to File and Save As, and then you would save it 3 different ways. Well, 2 or 3 different ways. You would save it as a Photoshop, and then that way you can go back and you can edit it anytime you want. And then, but for your manufacturer, he probably wants a PNG, or he or she, they probably want a PNG. And that's gonna save your clear background. And then you could save it as a JPEG if you're going to post it on social media, or if you need to share it with a customer or anything like that. But then by saving it as a PSD, you can come in here and, say a customer says, hey, I love that design, but I'd really like those cattails to be, brown. I don't even know where brown is, but there's some brown. Then you can come in here and change it to brown, and then you can do the same for the text. So that's why you always want to save your work as a PSD, so that you can come in and edit it. Maybe, hey, love the design, but I'm not a bass fisherman. Can you put a trout in there? So you always want to save it as a PSD so that you can customize it. All right, guys, that is it for today. I hope you guys learned a couple of things. Be sure to like the video if you liked it. Be sure to subscribe so you know when I post new videos. And in the description link below, there is a link for our Facebook group, and it's for Photoshop users, graphic designers. Doesn't matter your skill level. I would love to have you join, and I would love it if you would post your work that you did following one of my videos. But that's just a little selfish, I guess. But I would love for you to join and post your work, post other people's videos. There's other people's videos on there, so you can learn other techniques as well. And you can see what we did by following those videos. And then, so I would love for you guys to follow the videos and then post your work as other people have already. So hope to see you on Facebook, and I will see you guys next week with the next video. Thanks. Have a nice day.